On today's video, we're going to take a look at a brand new card game based on the Massive-verse comic books.
It's morphin' time!
Hello, this is Soundout here, and on today's video we have something a little different. We're going to be reviewing a card game, specifically the Massive-verse card game that is part of the Pocket Paragon's card game fighting system. This is based on the Massive-verse comics, the ones that start with Radiant Black and spun off to Rogue Sun, Dead Lucky, Inferno Girl Red. You may have seen my video, a guide to the Massive-verse. I love the comics and have loved the comics, and this was sent to me by the wonderful people at Black Market Narrative who run the Massive-verse. And so we're going to take a look at it. I got kind of like a two-part video here. It's all in one video, but the first section, let's just unbox this. Let's take a look what comes inside the card game itself, and then we will do a demo play of the game afterwards, just to kind of see how does it play. I've never played anything in the Pocket Paragon system before, so I'm curious to see how this compares to other card games. And let's see how easy it is to pick up and play, because I think that's something that we look for in games nowadays, especially. So yeah, the box itself looks really nice. There isn't any release details from what I could find online about this, and I haven't heard anything, but there is a Kickstarter coming up for the card game, so stay tuned for future details, and we will talk about that at a later date. But for now, let's talk about the base package, the base box of the 8 card decks inside the Massive-verse card game fighting card game system. All right, so let's take a look at the Massive-verse fighting card game. This is the box that was sent to me by the awesome people at Massive-verse themselves, Black Market Narrative. They have some really great artwork here with the different characters. We got Radiant Black, we got Rogue Sun, we got Dead Lucky, and we got Inferno Girl Red. The game is by Brian McKay, I believe. And then it's powered by the Pocket Paragon system for card games. It's done by a Solus Game Studio. You can see 2 players, 5 to 15 minutes, light. So we're gonna actually do a demo game in this video, I think, which would be really fun. So lightning quick fighting card game. Duel one-on-one is your favorite characters from Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, Dead Lucky, Inferno Girl Red. With deeply asymmetrical play styles and simultaneous turns, it's both strategic and lightning fast. And it's also compatible with other games in the Pocket Paragon's system. So this contains 8 Paragon decks, 8 dividers, 2 player dials, and 1 rulebook. So we'll see, because it kind of feels a little light. But yeah, let's take a look. I'm excited to see this. I know they've talked about it before. Not exactly sure when and how it's releasing to the public, but it does seem like the Kickstarter is going to be soon. There's not an official date on the Kickstarter page yet. But here we go. Nice reflected. I kind of like how Radiant Black there is a little bit, raised with the shine. And then inside here, you got like a nice shot of Inferno Girl Red and a nice shot of, looks like Radiant Pink, Radiant Yellow, and then this guy I can't remember the name of from Radiant Black. So that's pretty cool. Here's our rule book up top. Nice to see a rule book that's not like 40 pages. This looks pretty straightforward. So this has got kind of like, I'll probably go over this and read it before I go trying to play this. But you can see it's got different modes and abilities, so that's pretty cool. Here's a glossary of terms, that sort of thing. Credits for everybody involved. Here's the ability types. I'm hoping that in addition to being fast, it's straightforward, because sometimes games get a little complex, even for my taste. So here's a little thing that's talking about like the set mechanics in relation to Pocket Paragons. So here we got the dials here. So we've got, these are for the character abilities. You can see we got Radiant Black, Rogue Sun on those, which is pretty nice. It's 2 player dials. Just want to make sure that the box is accurate. Yeah, it says 2 player dials. So you get, one that's themed to Rogue Sun, one that's themed to Radiant Black. I guess there's little things to put in there to attach them. I'm sure the rule book would tell me. I'm going in blind, so I get, fresh experience. But here's the rest of the cards. Oh, there's the little pins. Okay, so there's your pins to connect your player dials. There's a cardboard tray here. So there's room you could like put more cards in here. Here is our couple decks. This looks like, what did they call these on the back? These are the dividers. These are the dividers for your cards. So that way you know where your cards are in the box, which is pretty nice. So you got Radiant Black there on both sides. We got 001. It's one of Radiant Black's villains. Rogue Sun, looking awesome. Cataclysm, the Dead Lucky, Pyre, Infernal Girl Red, and the Griffin. So those are kind of the 8 characters that are in this game itself. So you get these dividers, and I guess so you have your decks that don't fit exactly like with this cardboard tray. Maybe you had to take this tray out just to get it easier. Does this tray even come out? There we go. Yeah, if you do this and then you put your dividers in, that fits like that. So if you wanted to do that. Here's our sets of decks, I guess. So there's Radiant Black on this 1 pack. Where's the little pull tab thing? Here's Radiant Black. On the back, it's got Radiant Black's backing, so you know which deck they go with. Cosmic Strike, Energy Blast, Gravity Shift, God Mode, Gravity Bubble, Welcome to Existence, and then Event Horizons, and Transform. Okay, so that's probably his whole deck. All right, so there's a card. It's one side is Transform, the other side is Cape Mode. I just realized the Radiant Black is your character card, and then these are all Pocket Paragons cards, and then this is like a transformation card. So it looks like the deck is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a total of 9 cards for Radiant Black. So we'll start dividing these up as I open them up here. We'll just put like, there's the Radiant Black cards. We'll keep those together. And then here's 001. You can see he's on the back. We've got Focus Blast, Teleport Slash, Stun Grenade, Twin Blades, Hex Shield, Relentless Pursuit, Cosmic Slash, Power Siphon. So Power Siphon also has, it's a 2-sided card. It's the same on both sides. So is that a different color back? No, it's the same back for the ability cards, but the character card and like that transformation card are a little different. Okay, so then here we have Rogue Sun, Searing Strike, Stick and Move, Steadfast, Knight's Blade, Counterattack, Rest, the Black Fire, Stubbornness, and then Stubbornness has Persistence on the back. And that's for Rogue Sun. And then for Cataclysm, there's Cataclysm, Vitality, back of Cataclysm, Vitality Drain, Wilting Grasp, Tendrils of Agony, Verdant Claw, Dark Bargain, Rest, Energy Disruption, Sins Made Flesh, which is a 2-sided card. I like that there are, essentially heroes and villains. It's not just all heroes fighting each other. Like, for example, Cataclysm's a villain in Rogue Sun. Okay, so then the Dead Lucky pack, here's Dead Lucky, both sides, Ghost, Dead Lightning, Spaceman, Shock Rifle, Tanky, and Rest. Mech Combine is the combination of all of her mechs. And then Soldier has Platoon, Dead Lucky on the back. So real tied into her story with her mechs and her comrades. And then here is Pyre. Pyre there with Pyre on the back. You got Swelter, you got Torch, Cauterize, Flint Gauntlets, Flame Lash, Rest, Blaze of Glory, and Overheat. And Overheat is the same on the back. And so that's a character from Dead Lucky. And then for Infernal Girl Red, there she is. Blazing Rush, that's the backer. Blazing Rush, Flying Intercept, Inferno Ignite, which is her transformation call. Light of Hope, Dragon Flight, Rest, Dragon Blast, Moment of Doubt. And then Moment of Doubt has Blazing Confidence on the other side. And then the villain for her is the Griffin. On the same side here, Unleash the Fragments, Disintegration Blast, Crushing Despair, Void Cannon, Everything Ends, Restless Hunt, Memento Mori, and Emissary of the Eternal Void on both sides. So that's the 8 decks. They're very small decks, which is nice. I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to, read through the rule book. But yeah, I'm going to go take a look and see how the game is played. Okay, so now we're going to play the game. It's me and my awesome dad, because he's my card game guy. He knows what he's doing with card games. And he's been reading the rule book with me. And there's some weird little, gaps. We're not 100% sure on the ruling, because there seems like there's a wording gap on how the attacks work. And I went through the Pocket Paragon's website, plus the rule book. We're just going to go with what we go with. And if we get any rules wrong, and anybody knows about Pocket Paragon stuff, let us know in the comments, because it's a little unclear. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play a standard round of the standard mode, which is 1 Paragon versus 1 Paragon. I'll be playing Inferno Girl Red. My dad will be playing Radiant Black. And we're going to give this a shot and see how it goes, because we played around and we kind of got a little bit of an idea. So this is like our second round playthrough. And basically the way the game kind of works, and you can like look up stuff on it, is that, you know, there's a character card here that just tells you what character it is, and there's like this card, like for Inferno Go Red, she has like a passive ability that can flip over into a transformation type thing, and so it makes her stuff stronger. All your cards have like attack power or their rest or different abilities, and basically the way it works, you get all your cards in your hand, and then you play one card each, and then you turn them over at the same time and resolve the attacks, and whoever loses all 10 points of their health loses 10 points of health. Oh, and last thing before we begin, my set was missing one of the little like other ends. There's like 2 cap sizes for these little counters, and I was missing one of the empty ones, so we just replaced it with another rivet. But hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody else. But with all that said, we're going to play a round of the Massiverse card game and see how it goes. Okay, so first things first, we each pick a card and place it face down to see how it goes. So there we go. So now we're going to turn it over dramatically. Like, let's just pretend we're in Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like slap the cards and go BAM! Maybe not that intense, but... So we've got Radiant Black's got the 2 hit for intelligence type of Gravity Shift, and then Inferno Go Red, I got a strength type of 1. And so it doesn't really specify if you're supposed to both attack with those numbers or if whichever is higher goes, but there is like a counter system. So for example, this, you know, Gravity Shift is an intelligence card, so it counters the strength type. It's like a rock, paper, scissors system. But basically, so this, we're going to have this. It's going to do 2 damage, and then he gains 1 energy for doing the 2 damage. So I'm down to 8, and then you gain 1 energy. That's a good thing, yeah. So, and then this is a passive, and then when you have at least 1 energy, this passive activates, which is that all intelligence gains swift, so if it counters an enemy ability, it readies this one, and when you have 2 energy, you can flip it, and that'll transform him. So you win that round, and then after the cards are done, we put them off to the side as they're stored. We're doing the let's try to keep them camera area. We'll keep the stored cards here, and any exhausted cards will like go over here. That kind of idea. So that way we get kind of a playthrough. So then after that, then we go to the next round, and we pick cards and see what happens. So let's do it. That put it face up. Flipping cards already. All right, ready? Here we go. And the reveal. So this is a 2 intelligence. This is a block. So it blocks all damage dealt. So there's no damage dealt. He would gain a heal 1, but he has 10 health, so he's just going to stay the same. But this doesn't counter. If it did, it would deal double damage. So there's all kinds of abilities with the counter system. But for now, we've kind of noticed that we haven't used counters as often as you think you would, with how many card effects are based on counters, which is just, I don't know, it could just be a situational thing and that sort of thing, but that's just kind of how it goes so far. So let me go with this. Okay, so I lose because God mode has this little thing at the bottom, which it's hard to see because the camera's like autofocus isn't working. It says execute. So execute, defeat your enemy if they played a sun ability, which is arrest, and I played arrest to heal, and God mode executes, and yeah, so that's done. God mode just instantly kills me because I used rest on an attack. So we'll do another round of this because this didn't go super long, but that was a perfectly well played play as I was trying to heal. But yeah, that was pretty solid. You got a full execution and 1 card play. So
in our practice, we matched.
Yeah, we matched almost everything.
And
yeah.
Thoughts in here, it's like you switched or I switched.
Yeah.
And then I kicked your butt.
Exactly. So we'll reset and we'll do another round with a couple different decks just to get some variety. Okay, round 2. I'll play as Pyre. My dad will be playing as 001. So it's villain versus villain this time. We did hero versus hero. Let's get to it. I think we're ready to go. So let's go for it. All right. And dramatic reveal. Okay. So we got a 3 strength focus blast, which is if your enemy's affinity is is the the wingy, the blue one that, let's just say scissors. What is it called?
Agility.
Agility. If it's agility, which it is, Pyre's thing is agility. This ability's damage is unblockable, so I just take that 3 hit regardless of whatever mine does. And so mine didn't hit because it was lower. Plus it didn't counter anything, so these just get stored off to the side. Not a great start for me. Not a terrific start for me at this point, but it's just how it goes.
It's a start.
It's just a start, yeah. Here we go. All right, so I have a block, which if I block damage and don't have boost, I deal 1 unblockable damage. So you take 1 hit on yours because unblockable damage, and I don't know how to exhaust it. See, it's interesting. It says if your opponent's affinity ability is exhausted, +1 damage. Except I have no idea what that means because what is an affinity ability? It doesn't really say it, does it? Is there a thing about affinity abilities in this? Okay. Anyways, we have no idea about that one, but I guess we'll just move these over.
Moving on to the next.
Moving on to the next. Alright, so you got a teleport slash, which is your enemy can't heal this round if your enemy's affinity is intelligence +1 damage. It's not, luckily. So that's 2 versus this 1, which only works if if the enemy played a defense. So I take 2 more hits on that. The interesting part about this game is you got to kind of try to predict what your opponent's going to do and then figure out if you can counter it. So I'm going to put my card down. And I'm going to use my overheat effect that Pyre has, which is that I can exhaust an ability face down, and if I do, I can add the boost effect to the plate ability. So I'm going to exhaust this Swelter card to boost this card.
So that's your discard?
So that's my discard for the exhausted. So, alright, you ready to go? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, so this was a shield, which was blocking exactly what I was doing, which was here, and if it hit, I could have readied my exhausted card that I used to boost it, which I can't, because you blocked it.
Because I figured out that I should probably do a block.
Yeah, exactly. And then you because you block damage, you heal, so he's much better at this than me.
I'm just...
You're playing the game, you're doing good. Because I'm getting nowhere with my strategy currently. But yeah, so basically, it blocked all damage, and those just get stored aside. Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have to run into a part where we have to heal because you need your abilities back. All right, you ready?
Okay.
I just telegraphed what I was doing. So the good news is I won't get executed this time. So this is a rest card, which I'll ready all my abilities, which means I'll put them back in my hand, and then I'll gain 1 energy. This card does 2 damage. Well, it's 2 damage, and it's if the enemy played an ability that matches an ability symbol on one of your exhausted abilities, which you don't have anything exhausted, then you store this ability and lose all energy after you counter it. But that doesn't work really because, you're not countering either, but it still does 2 hits to me. But I get all my abilities back that are not exhausted. The exhausted one is meant to stay.
Any?
You don't get anything. I also gain energy. Here we go. You ready? And reveal.
Yes!
Yes! Wait, hold on. Hold on. If your enemy would deal 3+ damage this round, block that damage. Which is great, because I played a 3... Even though it would counter, all I get is an energy, but it doesn't do any damage. So, at least I got an energy for countering, right? But it doesn't do any damage because, 3+ damage, I didn't do anything. It doesn't even count as a hit because I got blocks, so I still can't get that card back. This is great. All right. You're on your last card.
Yeah.
Right?
What does that do?
I have no idea what happens when you're out of cards. They don't say anything about it in the rulebook. This is a very dangerous game he's playing right now. So let's find out. Let's find out what you got.
Everybody's got a heal card.
And I have a card that can execute a heal card.
He won.
I realize that might be a strategy. If your opponent hasn't used any, you're down to one card and you haven't seen the heal card pop up, that's the time to bring out your card that executes if it goes up against a heal card. Anyways, we gotta do one more round to break the tie. So, we figured out what the affinity ability exhausted thing was, which is... So I didn't realize this until looking at the Rogue Sun deck a second time. You get one of each symbol type in your hand, and that's like what you get to work with. So every character has an affinity to one of those abilities. And so because of that, you know, whatever the affinity is, if you have that card exhausted, then that's what it meant by that 001 card, like that would gain damage if your opponent's ability affinity was exhausted, essentially. So, anyways, we're going to do one more round. This is a tiebreaker. We're doing Hero versus Villain, Rogue Sun versus Cataclysm, seeing if the decks have, like, you know, any crossover to the characters from the comics. So, let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm ready to slap the card down and see how this goes. We'll see how this turns in our favors. Okay, so this time we've got same attack power, which is 2, but I have a scissors to your paper, which means I'm going to counter, which means I gain an energy, which is good for me, because my passive requires an energy to become active. And then...
Mine matches my affinity?
Yeah, and it also says ignore enemy hits this round, even if the ability is countered. So it wasn't countered. But anyways, so that's 2 damage to you from the card I played because I countered yours. So, there you go. That actually is how the counter system works. We finally got to it in round 3. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what do we got here. So now that this is active, this is the passive, is my strength card can't be countered at all because of the passive now in effect. So, let's see how this plays out. All right, and let's flip. All right, so this not only counters you, it also, if it counters this, it says if it counters an enemy ability, ready this ability, which means it goes back to my hand, and my enemy can't heal this round, and I do 3 damage. It does, I don't know if this is just because, like, of how we're playing it, or what, but it did seem like Rogue Sun has, like, an advantage over Cataclysm, like, by being the corresponding hero to that villain. Just in 2 rounds, I've countered both of your stuff. So let's see how this goes. Let's go with this. And we both got defense, so there's no damage to block. And when we did this in the preview round, we decided that, because there was no ruling on it, we couldn't find, that if it's the exact same thing, they would just cancel out and we just ready them back into our hands. That was just the rule we came up with. That may not be 100% accurate. Again, the rule book leaves a lot to be desired on a lot of specifics, so I just kind of house ruled the rest of it, and yeah. But I think we're ready for another card, and so now, okay, so this one is 1-to-1, but nobody counters, so it's equal, but it's not the same symbol. If this ability is countered or blocked, yeah, there's nothing about, like, again, because it doesn't actually specify if both things attack regardless, or if they cancel out, or if one deals over the other. I'm going to say they cancel out, and then we just put them off to the side. We just put them in stored.
Okay.
Because they are the same attack. I'm not 100% certain on the rules, even though despite reading the rule book. Okay. Let's see what we got. And card reveal. We got 3 for Searing Strike. You got the healing, or the rest. So at the end of the round, ready all your abilities and gain 1 energy, but you do take 3 hits from this. So you get 3 from your 5 down to your 2, but then you gain an energy and you get all your cards back. So that works for you because now you got options. All right, here's our next cards. Reveal. So they're both intelligence. Now I have to exhaust an ability because you're going to hit with 2, which is going to knock me down a peg on this round. But now I have to exhaust. It says your enemy must exhaust an ability. I guess I just exhaust one of the ones that are here. It doesn't specify like the one I used or anything. So I guess I'll just exhaust the one I used just to specify it, or just to keep it simple, because I'm not exactly sure what to do there. All right, and then here we go. It's card time and reveal. Okay, so I got a block. So if I block damage, which is 1, so I deal 1 unblockable damage, which is 1 to you. So now you're down to 1. So I gotta hit you one more time if you don't somehow execute me. That's the thing that could trip me up. Is the execution. So there's that. All right, so those go into stored, and yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so I did arrest, and you had the execute card.
You nullified yourself.
Yep, because guess what? I knew I was trapped in that because I only had 2 cards left. One was the rest, which would gain me an energy, and then the other one was the ultimate that I required 2 energy and only had 1. So
So you were stuck playing the one
I was stuck playing the one card that I had that I could actually play was the rest, and then
you said I needed to execute.
And I said the only thing that could stop me was an execution, and that was telegraphing a little much, and you took advantage of it. So
of course,
that makes you the winner overall for our three rounds of the game, and that was fun to do. So let us know in the comments what we screwed up and what we did wrong if you've played Pocket Paragons in any way. And yeah, I think overall it's a fun game. I could use a little bit, I kind of talked about, oh good, the rule book's not 40 pages, but I think it could be at least 10. I feel like there's a lot of gaps. I don't totally understand like the flow through of how the battles are supposed to take place, which has led to us kind of making up a lot of it on the fly. But other than that, I mean, the art's beautiful. The cards make sense on their own too. It's just a little bit lacking in how the battle gameplay flow should happen. Like I wish there was a flow chart, like an example flow chart that showed here's how these cards happen, this is what this happens, and then had what if it's the same amount, what if it's this. Like the rulebook's just a little too open-ended and a little non-specific. But I think that's pretty much my only complaint. Otherwise, for the game itself, it's pretty fun. We had a good time doing this, right? So hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, cut back to me when that other segment I filmed at another time to wrap out this video. So that was a look at the Massiverse card game, and thanks once again to Black Market Narrative for sending this out for us to look at. I think it's really cool. Release details still a little scarce at the moment from what I can tell, so I'll keep people posted as need be. But yeah, I had a good time making this video. It was a little bit different than how I normally structure videos, so I had a little bit of fun with that. If you haven't checked out my introduction to the Massiverse video, highly recommend checking that out. If you don't know anything about these comics, I felt like I gave a good brief introduction there. But on that note, if you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button, please hit subscribe and the notification bell. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought of the format of the video or anything about the card game, all kinds of cool stuff. Really appreciate to have the discussion down there. And if you want to continue the discussion as well, we're live on this YouTube channel Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern every Monday, unless I take a holiday, and I'll let you know if that's the case. Also, check out our Discord server in the link below, where you can come join the chat about comics and toys and video games and all kinds of stuff down there. You can also find me on social media at Soundout12 if you so wish. And if you'd like to help support the channel directly, you can join as a channel member for perks including early access to videos. You can also find my awesome graphic designer on social media and on Discord at darklaw643. You can find Hero Club at hero-club.com for comic book reviews, news, and more. Now let's take a special shout out to all of our channel members. Special shout out to all our channel members, including our Captain Tiers, Infinity Wartorn, Don Ranger Power, JoJo Star, Jamie's World, Spin-54, Super Shaddix Boom, Rabbit Man, The Nerd Channel, Primary Almond, Tom McKay, Matthias Lara, Donnie Waldman, and Jeremy Carr. Thank you to everyone that supported the channel, and if you'd like to support, you can join for as little as $1 a month in the description and link below. So that does it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.